Hey all, this is Michimotsu and I'm doing first half of a playthrough. Well, it's just the sampling and playthrough of Pokemon Explorers of Sky. Blah 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 blah. Ruby ROMs never work on the simulator. Explorers of Sky. I will give credit where credit is due in the description box because, well, I'm just so excited to give narration for this anyway. And this is a hack of Ruby, as it was already pretty evident. You'll see a Hippopotas later. This is a Ruby hack where they've actually put in Diamond and Pearl Pokemon. This is virtually the same. And I decided to be Ash, but I misclick a little bit. You'll see a few misclicks in this thing, but yeah. And this is twice as long as the other ones, if only because I tried to make this more of a Let's Play, which is what I call it. Let's Play Pokemon Explorers of Sky Demo. That's what it is, the demo, but it's kind of a long one. Anyway, we're in the truck with boxes and a freaking dresser drawer, it looks like, or something. Damn. Anyway, out we go, and this pretty much follows a very similar pattern as any of the 3rd gen except for Fire Red and Leaf Green. It follows a very similar pattern here. But unfortunately, the person who did the language, the scripting for dialogue, etc., didn't seem to actually do English grammar very well, but I'm not gonna complain, I can understand it. Get the usual potion. This is an orange GameCube, I think, or pinkish orange, I can't tell from here. I'm pretty sure it was orange though when I was actually playing it. I'm looking at when I'm seeing the clip here, it's apparently about 50% size, which means I might want to adjust that, or 100%, never mind, 100% size, which means that compression, I'm guessing, is what makes this thing so small, dimension-wise. So we get to see Cynthia there, and that should already be an indication of this being one of those hacks that likes to put in Diamond and Pearl sprites, not so much Diamond and Pearl moves. That's much more difficult than it seems, but anyway. Walk around town here, and we meet up with this guy. A Soothe Bell, yes. It's not necessary. I don't know if there are any Pokemon yet that need happiness to evolve. We might get some later in a new version of this. And I'm not going to catch all the Pokemon I see. I'm only going to catch 2 more besides the starter. Anyway, we get to meet the daughter of Professor Birch, basically. Even though this is technically the reverse of what is actually in the anime canon, as it were. But anyway. Yeah, at least they aren't being sexist, which is very much appreciated. I don't know. Pausing a lot there for some reason. And there will be some cuts. I'll try to warn you ahead of time, although this one doesn't have any cuts, and that explains why it's the longest part out of the 6 parts that I'm doing narration for. But I will be doing little cuts in between, and one of the parts was actually had to cut into 3 clips because I had to take a break to do other things, or basically just kind of do off-screen some stuff that I thought would just take up way too much time, and I was right in virtually any of the examples. You might want to buy Shadow Mail here. There's a skitty, because I think they sell Shadow Mail here. You might want to buy that because there's a person in the next town over that wants to trade for a Moonstone, although that would only be really, really necessary if you're actually playing a beta of this, because then there might actually be something like a skitty that you could then evolve with a Moonstone to Delcatty and all. Yes, all these, apparently these yokel people that don't even know about power of science and stuff like that, but blah blah blah. Yeah, you've already figured this out if you've played any of those. Sturdying. Yeah, I paused on that a little bit. There's an item over here, but unfortunately this is a demo, so we can't even get over there and see whatever it is. And the starter thing is, well, I'll just spoil it for you because it's gonna be relatively important anyway. I don't think you can ever. I've never gone down here. I don't know if it even matters, considering there's probably not a lot down there anyway. I'll check off screen, or maybe I'll just add a part because, you know, I'm not done. As far as I know, I can always just backtrack and check down there to see what the heck is down there. But for the moment, you'll just get these 6 parts. I'll see if I can add a 7th part on. It's alright. Ugh, just occurred to me, yeah. There's not much else to do, so let's just progress with the storyline. I have some Cocoa Puffs over my desk and I want to eat them, but I can't because I'm narrating and all. We're already halfway through though. I can have some more Cocoa Puffs after this. Yeah. That's obvious. This person. Let's go in the cave. This is very much a Diamond and Pearl thing. Because we get to meet another Diamond and Pearl Pokemon pretty soon. And I'm not talking about our starters. I don't know what the hell that is. I think it's supposed to be some sort of cut tree. But it looks like a hunk of crap. As in feces, not crap like trash or anything like that. Anyway, here we are in Mount Full Moon. Let's just, you don't want to go anywhere else, just go into this cave, because everywhere else you're just going to be redirected. And there's Cresselia. And this character is odd. A brilliant witch, and she just disappears. Alright. And, yeah. Oh no, a Poochyena just happens to walk in. So, I'm just gonna pick Chimchar. I mean, I was going in between just to show you. There's Piplup, Turtwig, and Chimchar. And in my mind, I was thinking, I want to do Turtwig, but then again, it really doesn't matter, actually. I could have done any one of the starters, and they probably would have been equally good. Because the gym, you don't get any advantages by choosing one of the starters against the first gym that you meet up in the game. None whatsoever. I was confusing it with another game which has a lot of the hacks I've seen tend to have a grass type gym as your first one to challenge. I mean, Liquid Ocean, I think, I don't know what it is. Might be Eclipse. No, Eclipse is a fire type gym. Anyway, I get the Chimchar. I don't want to give it a nickname. Yes, I will meet your daughter. And this is a little bit convoluted of a event. I really should have checked downstairs, downwind into that route. I will definitely be, after I finish narrating this one, the other everything's a little shorter after that. It's at least a couple of minutes shorter on most of them. So after this, I'll just quickly backtrack and check the route, and then add that on. So you'll actually get 7 parts. Although I don't think I'm going to be able to narrate all 7 parts today. It's hard enough to do as many as I did yesterday, which was 6, so that equals virtually everything I've already recorded. Okay, there's Lucas, although he's named Sky, as you'll see. But he stops us because we forgot something, yeah. Although, if you go, look, this doesn't even make sense, because that was the last exit. Where the hell am I? I'm going into an imaginary cave, it looks like. Alright. Anyway. I'm just looking at some change over here, I don't know why. Mostly because this isn't terribly difficult, except, well, you don't really get a chance to actually train your starters, so you may be in some trouble, but luckily enough, I mean, you got an Oranberry, not to mention, you're playing this on Visual Boy Advance anyway. I mean, use save states. I mean, there's no shame in it because, well, a lot of these hacks are unpredictable anyway. You probably want to have save states because sometimes there'll be these game-crashing glitches anyway, and you'll want to reload a save state so that you don't have to restart the entire game, which would be just a drain on your time. At least I have 1 potion. That's all I need to be able to survive and beat up this stupid penguin. I'm still thinking on my hack idea myself, which is, it's getting a skeleton, but it's not really, I mean, storyline wise, I still have yet to actually develop stuff. I'm thinking either you only have 1 starter or you have one of 3 and they're just all really unique starters kind of thing. But people might actually not like the fact that I'm thinking of having Why Not as one of them. In other words, you'd have a Pokemon that, at least in the game, you'd doesn't have any attack moves, but I'm gonna have to be giving it attack moves. Well, not many, don't worry. I'm not gonna spoil the purity of the Wobbuffet being kind of that type of Pokemon in the first place. I'm just gonna try to make it a little more combat efficient, especially as a starter when you choose it and then you get. Well, then again, you may not fight your rival for a while. I mean, I may change that up too, so you don't just fight your rival right at the beginning. Instead, I just give you a chance to level up, because you may actually have unexpected fights with your rivals anyway, and you're gonna have 2 rivals. That's about what I really wanted to do. Anyway, already we beat May, and we're gonna go into the gym next time on Let's Play. What was it? Explorers of Sky. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and see you later.